Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex and I would absolutely love it if you love this content, if you love the videos, if you would like, share, comment, and subscribe. It helps the videos to get out there more and inspires me to keep creating, and overall, it just makes me feel good about this channel. So before we begin, I do want to let you guys know I was peer pressured into remaking my Twitter. So if you would love to follow me on Twitter, we could talk more reality TV mess. I can give quicker and faster Big Brother thoughts, all of those different types of things. You can follow my Twitter here. My handle is TV Chat with Lex. I'll put it here on the screen, and then also there will be a link in the description box. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that. Anyway, let's get into these live feeds. I don't know, man. But I'm very confused at people who say that this is like a boring season, that it's like no gameplay. Now, like, I'm not gonna lie, the gameplay is not good. If we're talking about good gameplay, okay, I totally understand. But you know what? These people are chalking, they are chatting, they are coming up with convoluted plans. And I don't know about y'all, but I am team fun feeds, okay? I like mess, I like drama. I don't necessarily think that every single thing needs to be a strategic powerhouse. So overall, I think this is a good season. I think it's better than last season, personally. I think last season devolved into something that was so boring, in my opinion. So anyway, let's get into it. We start off yesterday with Quinn and Kenny having a conversation.
But I think that you definitely have the ability to win comps, so that's why I kind of want to align with you and not align with other people like in the house. I want to align with Tucker. I'd like to see if I could pull Cedric in. I think the four of us, the knowledge that you have and I have, the ability to win comps.
They are talking about duos in the house. Quinn wants to get a group together. I should start a Quinn alliance counter because this man cannot be serious. Like, Quinn is so unserious about the amount of alliances he has in this house. It's not even funny. I don't know. We should keep a counter throughout the video. Let's start with one. Kenny says Tucker wanted to get Quinn in with them as well. Because remember, Kenny and Tucker supposedly have something now. But Kenny is still worried about Joseph. Kenny really distrusts Joseph. Why? I don't know, but he is constantly concerned about Joseph, what he's gonna do, what his plans are. Now, he wants to align with Kenny, because he can win comps. He's really smart at the game. There seems to be this general consensus in the house that Quinn is like some strategic mastermind, which don't know that I fully get it, because a lot of Quinn's moves to me seem very sloppy, very reckless. I talked about it yesterday in my feed recap yesterday. I just think his gameplay is very sloppy right now. And they also want to pull in Cedric to this alliance because he's a strong competitor. Now, Joseph, the words, y'all. So Kenny is trying to figure out if Joseph is a super fan. He goes, Joseph, unless he's totally lying, I don't think he really knows the show. And Quinn is lying, pretending like he does not know that Joseph is a super fan of the show, even though yesterday they had a full conversation about Taryn Armstrong's power rankings. They've talked about feed recaps, Rob has a podcast, all of these different things that really I think only super fans watch. So I guess Quinn is lying. That's the thing too, is that in each of these little conversations, Quinn lies to different people in his alliances, and that's why it's so difficult to figure out what Quinn's true alliance is. I'll be honest, I give Quinn a few more weeks. I don't think Quinn is gonna make it. I'll be honest, I don't know that Quinn's gonna make it to jury because I just feel like he is way too sloppy, and I think it's cool to have a lot of alliances to a level, but the way Quinn's doing it, it's not even clear who his actual authentic alliance is. So Kenny, I also thought it was strange in this conversation that Kenny was trying to act like he was a super fan. A lot of people, like Quinn and Joseph, they've been dragging Brooklyn because supposedly Brooklyn also watches Rob as a podcast, and they're trying to claim she's not a super fan. And I just think it's weird. It's like, there's all different kinds of super fans of this show. I don't know what this pretentiousness is, that you guys are better super fans than she is, when neither Quinn nor Joseph's gameplay is good. Like, I don't know. You guys seem to think your gameplay is significantly above Brooklyn's, and it's not. I don't know. Newsflash, but it ain't. Anyway, Quinn has some camera talk after that conversation.
Angela. We're pushing Angela. Kenny wins. He's putting up Brooklyn and Chelsea. Maybe Leah, maybe Rina.
He's just kind of wondering who is going to go up. He says for him personally, he wants MJ versus Angela. That's who he wants on the block. So, okay. Now, Angela and Tucker, we come into them having a little bit of a conversation in the bathroom, but basically Angela's confirming like, hey, we're still good, right? Because remember, there's this idea, this idea is brewing up between Tucker and Angela, and we'll see it later, but Angela just confirms that she's still good with Tucker, and he says, yeah, we're still good. So, Kemo and Tor are having a conversation. Those two spend a lot together. I love that duo, the Kemo and Tor duo, but I do think they maybe need to be a little careful because I think people might start to be like, But they are talking about creating another alliance just in case.
That's why I think it's a good idea to create something else that will
to have a backup. They don't want the people that are in this new alliance to be part of the collective. Now, Tor mentions people talking a lot about Rina and Tucker, and then Tucker like awkwardly walks in while Tor is talking about him. It was so awkward. So awkward. I was like, Now, Kemo did reveal at some point that he actually has a crush on Tucker, and there was a little bit of talk about him being a straight man, and obviously, about Tucker being a straight man and Kemo having a crush on him, and just, I guess, how for Kemo, he feels pretty isolated in the house, not having anybody else who is gay or bi or anybody that he can kind of have a crush on and get that affection. I will say this about all of that. Why do these people think it's Love Island? Why do these people think this show is Love Island? This is not Love Island. Leah? I swear Leah thinks she's on Love Island as well. It's like, girl, this is not about like showmances, like getting the best showmans. Like, I think showmances are fine. I don't mind it per se. But the way that these people are like, I don't have anyone to love. I'm just like, this is not Love Island. Anyway, anywho, Kemo is definitely not happy about the Tucker and Rina allegations. Like, he's definitely been taking that a little bit hard because obviously, like I said, he has that crush. Now, Tor says she feels closest with Kemo and Rina in the house at this point, and she is worried about MJ, Leah, and Kenny. MJ doesn't, and she also says MJ doesn't have the numbers, but she has the immunity idol. And I just think it's funny how Tor keeps calling it the immunity idol. That's definitely a kickback to Survivor. And Kemo straight up asks Tor, like, do you have the power? And Tor's like, no. So Kemo's still skeptical, and he does not know who has both of the powers. Now, Rina and Cedric are also having a conversation.
You're a competitor or not competitor, okay, or a threat or not a threat. Because, like, I'm very much a realist, so I realize, Kenny's a competitor.
Right, we know that now, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I also realize, like, Angela is the type of player who would be put on the block every week.
I know.
Rina, bless her heart, I think Rina, she's so cute. Like, she's a cutie, but she is so clueless about this game. Every time she has conversations about the game, I'm like, Rina just has no idea. I've seen some of y'all on BB Twitter call her Bowie J, and I feel like I can't go that far. But y'all are low-key onto something. Anyway, they're talking about who to put up. Cedric says, look, Kenny's a competitor. I would not want to have, so it's a possibility that I would not want to have him in the house. Now they're debating whether to get out the strong competitor this week, which is Kenny, or get out someone who's like annoying, like Angela. Rubina says she knows that Cedric would be safe if Kenny was here, but she's not sure about her game. And a lot of the girls, Rubina, Brooklyn, like a lot of the girls are definitely a lot more worried about Kenny at this point because they know that he is gunning after the women because he thinks there's this all-girls alliance that really doesn't exist. So MJ and Cedric, they talk as well. So MJ is basically up in that HOH room and she is begging Cedric to let her know, like, look, are you putting me up?
She wouldn't be surprised, and I would give you my best advice on how I think you should handle and navigate the situation. But again, is there options?
I mean, obviously the people that know are Chelsea, you, and Tucker.
Are you going up? At this point, Cedric claims he's just weighing the options. She asks if there's any specific options yet, and he kind of dances around it. Now, he tells her that the house is putting her up because of the power, and he says that, like, the whole house is pitching that because MJ gets really upset about that afterwards, hearing that the whole house supposedly wants her up. But she says that she does not want to use the power, period. And we're going to see that MJ, I don't know who told her that this is the move, but she really doesn't want to use this power for some reason. Even if she goes up, she's talking about possibly not using the power. And I'm like, why are these people competing for worst game player of the year? Why is this happening? But she claims that if Cedric puts her up, that she will use the power, but she really doesn't want to. Cam and Cedric also talk about the possibility of Quinn going up. So Quinn is kind of the other thought line because, again, a lot of people are aware that he is lying about his power. So Cedric is concerned about how the other members of the Pentagon would feel about Quinn going up. But they are still, he is still wondering why Quinn has the power and didn't say anything. And at some point, Cedric even calls him a snake. So Cedric is definitely not happy about Quinn lying about the power and not saying anything. But ultimately, they do decide that they would need to let the other members of the Pentagon know about the plan to potentially put Quinn up. Tor and Rubina discuss how Cedric told MJ that 11 people wanted her on the blog. And that's why I'm like, why Cedric had to say it like that? Cedric was doing a little too much. Tor says that Chelsea, they are starting to talk about pairs in the house and saying that pairs can go a long way. Tor says Chelsea and Cedric are a pair. She takes a little while to think of more, but she says she and Chelsea could be looked at as a pair. Rubina and she could be looked at as a pair. And just overall, they're kind of listing out the different pairs and how far they could potentially go in the house. Now, let's get into the mess. Tucker, I gotta give Tucker props because Tucker is bringing us team fun feeds.
First alliance I had, so we can put this person on the block. I'll stay up there and beat them out in the AI arena. So I'll risk my ass for this, and nothing needs to be said about you'll know this person has that power up, but won't need to make an announcement about it. And I'm willing to do it, but it would have to be, I would have to fucking take Angela off so it's Kenny and I up there to beat this person.
Tucker said, look, I'm bored. Let's shake this game up. Tucker comes up with this plan. And ultimately, his plan is to flush Quinn's HOH. And this is how Tucker wants to do it. Okay, so to recap. Tucker potentially wants to use the veto on Angela. Then Cedric would put up Quinn as the replacement nominee. After the AI arena, if Quinn doesn't win, he wants to give a speech to turn the house on Quinn, exposing his multiple alliances, exposing his lies. He then believes that the house would want to vote Quinn out because of this, and the power would be flushed. I never said they're good game players, but baby, this man is giving us team fun feeds. This man is giving us the drama and mess. The plan is so convoluted, it's crazy. First of all, why wouldn't he take off Kenny? I thought Kenny was your right-hand man. Don't you two have a duo now? Second of all, what if Quinn wins the AI arena? By putting him up, he still has another chance to win. And if you guys think he's this convoluted, strong mastermind who can win all competitions, then why in the world would you not put him, why would you put him up and give him an opportunity to win? If you really wanted to do this plan, why wouldn't you actually, I don't even know. Because I was going to say correlate with Mackenzie. Because I think America would probably vote Quinn up this week. I think a lot of people are kind of not feeling Quinn's shystiness, if you will. But I don't know. It's like, this idea is so bad. And man, I was really hoping to see this. More so because I wanted to see Tucker's smug face when he actually ends up going home. This is Tucker's convoluted plan, and you know what? You can't even blame him for it. Because give us something. Somebody give us something. But the fact that these people are so comfortable being on the block to the point where Tucker says, I want the veto and I might use it on Angela, possibly risking that I would go home because I want Quinn out so bad. Ciao. I was like, baby, what is going on today? Now, let's get into some things of note that happened last night before we get into the overnight developments. So the first thing is Tucker, Cam, Cedric, and Kenny, they form an alliance called the Ball Players. The bro alliances are starting to form, okay? Again, Kenny has been basically going around the house wrangling up all the men because he believes there is a female alliance, so now he's trying to counter that by making this male alliance. Mackenzie was very upset that Cedric told her that everyone else wants her out of the house this week because of her power. She went around to multiple different girls talking about how upset she was about it, but like, okay, MJ, what you gonna do about it then? She's also frustrated with Tucker and Kenny, and she wants Kenny out at this point. A lot of the girls are very worried about Kenny. As I said, Rubina is also quite worried about Kenny. Leah pitches a core alliance to Cedric with Brooklyn and Chelsea and wants to bring in some others. They're not exactly sure who those others are yet. Now, Cam tells Cedric he no longer trusts Leah and he never wants to talk to her again. Newsflash, this lasted like 9 hours. They're already talking again. Chelsea has a chat with T-Core about Leah's romances and just all of the romances in this house. And she says that
how are the house is doing mentally.
We now own a punching bag and bowling.
They gave us a punching bag and some
adolescent bowling ball.
Five Below.
Giving low budget movie. I think she said Tubi movie at one point, and I was like, oh, not a Tubi movie. Leah pitched Kenny to Chelsea and Brooklyn for an alliance, and they were like, nah. They were like, They were like, heck no. Now, Cedric and Chelsea barely talk anymore. I just thought this was a good note because remember they had the core alliance, the CCC alliance, and it's kind of just looking like those two are not a thing anymore. Chelsea is obviously talking way more with the girls, and it looks like Cedric is kind of leaning more towards talking with the guys. So just kind of interesting to see that that alliance maybe isn't a thing anymore. Angela was on her Angela Giesling stuff, okay? I was like, whoa, not Ange having some strategy. So Angela set up Quinn basically by telling Chelsea and Brooklyn exactly what the power is, but trying to frame it on Lisa. She basically says, look, Lisa also had a power, so how would I know? You know, how would he know what the power is if she didn't tell him? I'm not saying it's good gameplay, but at least she's trying. Look, I keep telling you, Angela is trying. Angela is working for that 750K. She's not going to win it. She's not going to win it. But she's really trying to work for that 750K. They're basically saying that Quinn knew what the power was because Lisa told him. More so, rather than the fact that Quinn told her. Ooh, I was like, okay. Now, Quinn wants to send Kenny home. Even though Kenny's been trying to get Quinn into these alliances, Quinn still does not trust Kenny. He's actually ran back to some of the girls and some other people, telling them, look, Kenny approached me for an alliance, and I'm just not into it. Tor does not believe in the ball player alliance and thinks it's MJ and Leah just being paranoid in the game. Well, Tor, you're going to be real upset when you find out it happened. Rubina is lost in the game. I just say that again. Rubina is... are we going to have to start calling her Rubina Jane? Oh, God. Tucker was allowed to nap a lot yesterday, and there was some buzz and speculation. This is all alleged that there's a possibility that maybe he threatened to quit. And so because of that, he got some special accommodations. Also, a punching bag appeared in the backyard after he asked for it. So, little conspiracy there. Maybe Tucker's not too happy and that's why they let him nap, because he was napping for a big part of yesterday. And typically, they're not allowed to nap during the day. So, and lastly, MJ thinks Leah has the power now. And she tells this to Brooklyn. The paranoia is getting to these people. The paranoia is getting to them. They are just running around thinking that everybody and anybody has this power. Okay, let's get into the overnight development. So, right now it's 8:02 Eastern time for me on August 5th. So these are some of the overnight developments that happened. First and foremost, Leah told Cam that Quinn was the one who tried to turn her against Cedric and Cam. And Cam is going to tell Cedric at this point, and there is a belief that maybe Quinn will be locked in as that replacement nominee. Now, MJ repeatedly overnight says she will not use the power even if she's nominated. It's not good gameplay. I keep saying it. Cedric and Cam are worried about blowing up Quinn's game because he may blow up theirs. They start to get really, really paranoid in this conversation they're having. So they are planning to have an emergency Pentagon meeting this morning. I can't wait to see it. To try to get Quinn back on their side. They believe Quinn is now gone. So they're going to try to rein him back in. Now Cedric ultimately does... they want to get Quinn back on their side by spilling everything that Tucker and Kenny have been saying over the past few days. I'm excited for that. I can't wait. Cedric plans to tell Tucker to use the veto on himself and make MJ the replacement nominee, aka Tucker's plan seems like it's in the garbage. Womp, womp, womp. I was looking forward to seeing that plan. And Quinn, add to the alliance counter, asks Rubina to be in a final 2 with him, and she agrees. Okay. That is all that happened yesterday. That's why I'm like, I don't know how y'all be saying this is boring. That all happened yesterday. Anyway, if you made it to this point of the video, please help me to drum up engagement on this content by liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I am here every day, every weekday, giving y'all these live feed updates. I love it. I love it. So please, please, please share the videos with your friends that watch Big Brother, your family that watch Big Brother, your cousin, your auntie, I don't care who, share it with somebody. And also, if you have not hit that subscribe button, please click subscribe. As I also said in the beginning of the video, I was peer pressured back onto Twitter. So follow me on Twitter for more reality show mess. No, I will not call it X. Okay, follow me on Twitter for more reality TV show mess with TV Chat with Lex. Okay, my name will be here, my handle, and I will also put it in the description box, a link. Okay, if you made it here, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Yo, these people are crazy. These people are crazy.